So today's learning intention is to identify some of the things that cause conflicts with our friends. And the success criteria is that you can demonstrate positive problem-solving techniques to resolve conflicts with your friends. So this is the moment that Mrs. Lang really enjoys. It's when we're able to calm down and just breathe very slowly and very deeply. So if it doesn't play, remember you can go to YouTube and meditate yourself. So just take this moment to relax and take some really deep breaths. Remember to breathe in slowly and breathe out. And if you can, close your eyes, close your eyes. So a big shout out to all the great work that I have seen. We've got some really lovely family trees and lots of lovely caring hearts. So a big shout out to Deanna, Anch and Rayan. Your work has been brilliant and I hope that I can display lots of other work, so send them in. So a recap of yesterday's learning, it was on personal contact. Remember, some people do not like to be touched, albeit a hug or a pinch. You have the right to say no. You have the right to say no. So today's vocabulary is conflicts. Now they're just problems or misunderstandings, okay? Conflicts. Positive problem-solving techniques. Now that's a mouthful. That's just saying finding kind ways to sort things out. Right, Mrs. Lang is going to ask you a few questions now. So once I've asked you the questions, I want you to pause the video and have a really good think about them. So what happens when you feel angry? What can you do to calm yourself down? Have you had an argument with a friend or a brother or a sister? What did you do to make it up? If you and another person disagree about something or aren't getting along, what do you do about that? How do you change that situation? Pause the video, have a think about what you do in that situation. Okay, you have to use your wits for this one. If another child bumps into your desk when they walk by and this messes up your work, what do you do? Answer the question, think about it. So I know this may have happened to some of you, so think about what you may have done in this situation. So today you want to play Lego at lunchtime, but someone else also wants to use it. What do you do to solve that situation? So this is another situation of conflict. Someone often takes your snack from you at break time. You've told them to leave your stuff alone, but they keep doing it. What could you do about it? So another problem for you, Year 2. Some children are calling you names, saying you're too tall. You've told them to stop, but they're still doing it. Next conflict. There's a person sitting next to you and they are humming their favourite song. This makes it hard for you to get your work done. What would you do? So we thought about some of the conflicts, but what do we do to sort the problem out? First, you need to try and keep your cool. How could you do that? How could you not get angry? Well, we can breathe very deeply. Well, our lovely meditation exercise should help with that. We might try to count to 10. Another thing we need to do is perhaps try and see it from their point of view. What do you think they're feeling? Tell them how it makes you feel. Usually use the word I feel, not you feel. Use I feel, so they really are clear about how they are making you feel. Is there a problem? Think about it again from their point of view. Do you think there is a problem? Is there an issue there? Are there things in the way? Does that person feel left out? Another thing we can do, if we feel that we just have tried everything, is perhaps somebody else can help. If the conflict is about taking turns, there are things that you could possibly do to make sure that that problem doesn't occur. So you may want to decide who goes first by having a game of rock, paper or scissors. Or you might want to agree on a plan. So if one person does one thing now, then tomorrow you might be able to have a go on it then, as in the Lego situation. Sometimes if you really don't want to do it anyway, you might want to let the other person go first. If you take your turns equally anyway, you'll all get a turn. So if the conflict is over a game, then perhaps you need to do it together. Perhaps you need to agree on the rules before you start. And also think about finding a way to include others. Sometimes a person might be calling names or perhaps taking a lunch because they feel excluded, which means that they're not included in your games. Try and think about these things and then we can avoid the conflict. Sometimes we don't always get along with people, and sometimes we like things and sometimes we don't. Maybe if there are certain people that are doing certain things, maybe you should choose something else. Find another activity to do. So it is difficult solving conflicts. So we're not going to be good at it straight away. But if we practice doing things that we can avoid the conflict or think about things from somebody else's view, if we stay calm when we're thinking about it, then that usually helps. If that doesn't help, there is always someone around at hand that can help to solve that solution. So just ask for that help. So year 2, it's your turn. Mrs. Lang will be sending in some forms for you to have a look at. Look at these questions. So for instance, the first one, another child bumps your desk when they walk by and it messes up all your work. What do you do? Perhaps you could think that maybe your desk is in the way. It may be that it was an accident. If you stay calm in that situation, maybe you could see that. Maybe that child is trying to get your attention. What do they really want? Maybe you could ask them. Remember, if it doesn't solve the situation, you can always ask for help. So look at these problems, write them in your book or download them from class charts or Mrs. Lang's email and think how you might solve them. Use your techniques that we've been talking about earlier. Remember to stay calm. So until next time, year 2, take care, have a good weekend, see you soon.